You ready?
Ah. How much did this cost?
It was my grandmother's.
The mic, David.
Oh, the mic! Not the table. Okay.
It was just...
The mic, I think, was like $200.
No, I don't care anymore because it's just hilarious.
I thought you were talking about the table because you knocked the table, and that's where my mind was.
I thought you were more concerned about the mic falling off because it was kind of like wubba dubba, and I was like, oh man, if I actually break this mic, how much do I owe you?
I wasn't concerned at all.
But it's just your grandmother's old, ancient, venerable streaming mic.
Oh god, man.
What's up, bitches? Please tell me we're recording.
Yes, we are.
Good. That's a good, nice cold open.
She used it for her old switchboards. Shh. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to Beards on Gaming. How are you today, Mark?
You know what? I was better before you screamed in my ear.
I think I want to keep that in.
No, please don't. But you know what, Dave? I'm perfectly fine.
Are you?
I'm perfectly fine. I got good games to play.
Do you? All right.
I got good games to look forward to.
You were telling me about PDXCon.
So yeah, Paradox is a developer / publisher that I very much enjoy. They have stolen literally hundreds of hours from me on their games.
I thought you were telling I thought you were going. They've stolen hundreds of games and using it.
No. You looked genuinely worried. Like, oh god, what is he about to do to this podcast? No. Paradox has literally. I've sunk hundreds, if not over 1,000 hours into their games because they are just so massive and so appealing to me as a fucking numbers nerd with a big history boner.
Yeah.
So
Mr. Crusader Kings over here.
Yeah. Well, hang in, don't spoil. But so ParadoxCon happened relatively soon, about a week ago. And they released a bunch of stuff, a lot of DLCs for current games that are out and currently active.
Oh my god!
And a couple new games entirely. So, did you want me to start with the stuff I wanted to talk about? Because I wanted to actually
Well, we're
prepare.
on a roll with you, so let's go.
Well, I also wanted some stuff to, prepare. So do you want me to, split it up?
Oh, you weren't ready?
I wasn't ready. You just started the podcast, and I sat down.
Well, you were talking all excited, and we're going through all the things you wanted to do, and
but
you're
I wanna, get up,
so I thought you were all set.
But I want to get up the things, on my phone so I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Alright, fine. I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat.
You're freeform. You can just talk it for lengths about bullshit. Go for it, man.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
You played a bit of it, but I played a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I didn't hear great things about this one. I may have been wrong, but...
Really?
Yeah.
People had problems with the Crypt when it first came out, right? Was
that
what it was?
Oh, I think it was the main thing.
Oh, fuck me. Anyway.
Hope that didn't pick up. It picked up, by the way.
I played it very recently. I think it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago.
I think it was 2 weeks.
But, yeah, so if anything's changed since then, I don't know. But ultimately, I did enjoy the game for the most part. Mm-hmm. I played the entire story, which I actually liked the story until the ending.
Well, to be fair, I'm sorry, go ahead. Please continue.
Well, to be fair, what?
No, nothing. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll get my points crossed later.
Alright. I did enjoy the story. I do like the fact that a lot of characters were able to be brought back. They brought a lot of problems that they had to a close, but ultimately the ending... The biggest problem I have with it is the final boss. She isn't fun to play. Half your moves don't work. And it's just not a fun way to finish either the story or the towers.
Now, when you say half the moves don't work, yours or theirs or what? What do you mean?
Your moves. Half of your moves don't work. It's not a challenge at the end of the game where you put all your skills to the test to beat someone that's challenging to fight. It's someone that you have to constantly use a cheap move against over and over because half your moves just don't work on her. Their combos don't, finish. A lot of your special moves don't affect her.
Gotcha.
You just, a lot of the Mortal Kombat bosses, they don't realize they haven't learned this lesson that the game suffers if you build a bad final boss.
Well, to be fair, Give me an example of a, because I'm not as experienced with fighting games as you are. Give me a good example of a good fighting game final boss.
Someone that knows all the combos.
That's not what I mean. What is a good example of a fighting game boss that you have seen?
That I have seen. Oh, let me think about this for a second.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's rough. Because it seems like the fighting game problem is that whatever, even on the hardest AI you could build for these games, it doesn't compare to actual people online.
Yeah, absolutely. But ultimately, I'd rather have a boss that comes up a bit short than a boss that's unfun to play.
Ooh, a final boss where just for that one final boss it connects you to someone on the higher tier online. Ooh.
You know what Urban Reign did?
What?
They gave the final boss as the only character in the game with a gun.
That's good.
And he goes down in one punch.
Nice.
All you have to do is get from one end of the room to the other without being shot.
But he has a gun.
But he has a gun. It's just an office building.
I like it.
He's behind a desk, and you just have to dodge 6 of his shots.
I like it.
And then he's just constantly trying to get the gun to shoot again.
Nice.
I actually really enjoy that game. I have to try to play that again.
Urban Reigns? Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's not phenomenal. It's not like my favorite game, but
Fuck no.
Yeah.
I also been playing a lot of. I played a lot of the new YuGiOh. I use the term "new" very loosely.
Yeah.
Legacy of the Duelist came out for Switch, the new one.
Yes.
It's just Legacy of the Duelist with the new rules of the game and new cards added, and some new story added too, but not much. So if you like Legacy of the Duelist and you want to play or learn the new rules like I did,
Yeah.
so I actually know all the new rules now, and it's really neat.
Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those card games, it kind of joins it's for me at least, it's joined the annals of Hearthstone of being, man, this is far too expansive, I will never be able to get into this.
You think that, but if you were to play this game, you would pick it up very quickly. It's actually a really great introductional tool.
To be fair, I didn't say the same thing when I was trying to pick up Magic. So
Yeah.
maybe there's just something wrong with my brain.
Well, here's the thing with this. There's a tutorial before each arc. Each story arc of each story.
Okay.
Regardless of whether or not you like the story. But there's a...
Gee.
Yeah. There's a tutorial that brings you through and teaches you how to play. So, like, they only use the cards from the original series. So you're not going to get anything above, like... You're not going to get anything crazy. And you're going to face people with those kinds of cards. So you go through all that story, and they go to the next one that gets heavily into fusion monsters. So you can be facing people that are heavily into fusing monsters together.
Okay.
And then the next one gets into synchros. And they're going to be...
Synchro what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're going to be...
Don't touch me!
Their decks are going to be highly into synchros.
Uh-huh.
And then Xyz, and then pendulums, and then links.
Is Xyz not EX?
Xyz are spelled XYZ. They're actually some of my...
I hope the noise I made picked up.
They're actually some of my favorite cards to use. They're actually really useful. Synchros...
I'm in smacking distance, Dave. Don't tell me.
Synchros, I think Synchros was the last place where, like, they could be added without breaking the game.
Okay.
But once Xyz came along, the game just... If you didn't have Xyz in your deck wasn't worth having.
I have heart palpitations every time you say Xyz.
Pendulums were weird, because pendulum monsters were monsters that were also spell cards.
I think I know what you mean.
So, and not just effects. They have effects too, but they're also monsters that were spell cards.
Okay, now I don't know what
So
you
you
mean.
can play them as a monster or a spell.
Alright. Oh, okay, I see. I think I've seen those.
They have
okay.
pendulum levels, where if
Does it, like, go on alternate turns, or is there, like...
So you have 2 pendulum zones.
Welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
So say one monster, one pendulum zone was a pendulum level of 3. You follow me so far?
Barely.
So 2 pendulum zones. In one zone, there's a monster with the level of 3.
Uh-huh.
Pendulum level of 3. The other has a pendulum level of 8.
Uh-huh.
So as long as those 2 monsters in your zone, you could special summon any monster from your hand or that's in your extra deck. The extra deck has to be pendulum monster, but that has a level between 4 and 7.
At 4 or 7.
Between 4. Oh, yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7 is the U numbers.
Yeah, because you have 3 and 8.
Between, but not including 3 and 8. I see. Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
That was really overpowered.
Yeah, that sounds it.
Because you could summon as much... You could fill up a field with one summon.
Yeah.
So, in order to change that, they introduced links, which made it so
monsters from the extra deck can only be summoned to one zone.
Okay.
But then they have links that have arrows, which changes this whole game into chess now.
Yeah.
So which way the arrows point is which way their effect goes.
Could go
So
back.
if the link monsters have arrows on them, right?
No, so if it's like an attack and it's pointing back.
It's always an attack. Link monsters can't be put in defense.
No, I mean like if the effect is a deal damage. I don't know. I'm just trying to like.
Okay, if the effect is to increase the monster's attack, all the monsters it points to by 500 points.
Okay.
And say it points up and down.
It's whatever monster's behind it and whatever monster's in front of it.
Correct.
Not just yours though.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
That's what I was going for, but I was trying to think of an
Also,
effect that actually mattered.
You know how I told you only monsters from the extra deck can only go to the extra deck zone?
And some long time ago, I remember that.
No, that's a new rule. Before they could just
In
go
this
into a
conversation, I meant.
Yeah. With the link monsters, if you have a monster pointing somewhere
Okay.
to an empty monster zone, you can special summon a monster from the extra deck to that place.
Okay.
So it becomes heavily on making this game into battle chess now.
This sounds like a puzzle card game.
It becomes a lot like that now.
Okay, cool. Nice.
So Link monsters make this game into chess now, and I kind of dig it.
All right.
Xyz are no longer overpowered because you can ultimately only summon one of them. Unless you're really fancy about links.
Yes.
So they nerf Xyz to hell. And Pendulum monsters now have to take up spots in your magic and trap zone. So they're nerfed as well. So all the older cards become nerf, and they made the game battle chess with link monsters. How much of that did you get? I'm honestly curious.
I'm following it a bit. It
Okay.
just feels like I've forgotten a lot of the base rules that came before it. So that...
The biggest difference now is all the old rules apply.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So you know how you used to have a fusion deck?
Uh-huh.
That's now called an extra deck for all your fancy colored monsters. Mm-hmm. I know I said colored. And I know you want to say it.
I don't like the way you said colored, David.
I like how I'm just sitting here, and you decided to make a joke you think I'm going to make for me.
But yeah, so the extra deck zone, you used to be able to summon that anywhere.
Uh-huh.
But now it's nerfed, so you can only summon it at one place unless you build it up with link monsters.
Okay. All right.
So it's more even now, and now you can have any type of deck you want again.
I will just take your word for it, whether or not it's even. I've been following it so far, but...
Before you could just have link monsters just destroy the field because they're so easy to... Xe monsters just fill the field because they're so easy to summon, they're so overpowered. Now you can only have one of them out at a time.
Okay.
That's ultimately what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. I for a lot of YuGiOh, I just know the memes.
If you hide, then you hide.
What does Pot of Greed do?
Oh.
Firstly, I know what it fucking does. Secondly, do you have 3 of every damn card in this game?
Ugh.
Anyway.
Ugh.
Anything else about YuGiOh?
My throat hurts.
Okay.
I'm not used to doing 2 podcasts and talking back to back.
Anything else about YuGiOh? My throat hurts. From sucking all that YuGiOh dick.
Nah, I think I'm good.
Alright, anything...
I really enjoy the game.
Dude, I'm about to get into some stupid bullshit that I'm obsessed
And
with.
I can tell a fact that even playing it today, they didn't plan this out very well.
Yeah.
And they just kind of threw a lot of things at the wall early on.
We have a new season of the show coming out. We need to think
The
of
only
something
thing...
new.
The only thing unique about this game is its ban list.
Thank you, brother. I think literally in that in that very episode that you constantly watch, you don't watch any other episode of a fucking...
Just those 2.
Just those 2 because it's about YuGiOh.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think in that same...
It's hilarious, though.
I think in that same episode, every single card in Zinch's deck is banned. In some respect or another.
A lot of the cards in his deck is banned.
Yeah.
But also in Kitten's deck, too.
Sure, but fuck it.
Ken also straight up cheats a lot in the game. I've noticed that.
It's about the video, man.
He should have lost every match he was in.
So should have Yugi.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Shut up. All right.
Can I say one more thing about Yu-Gi-Oh? Then I'm done.
Dude, we can go for time. I haven't been timing this. Holy shit.
So you know the big bad guy in it is Merrick in the original series.
Sure.
Well, for that season at least, but yeah. He was in 3 matches,
Yeah.
and he won 2 out of 3 of those matches, but he straight up lost 3 matches.
Because?
His deck was so bad they had to. I don't have this official, but it's my firm belief that his deck was made so bad that they had to constantly come up with plot reasons to why he won each time. Because the first match he's in, he's against my Valentine, and she uses his God card against him. But then, right when she's about to beat him, they pull in some bullshit that the God needs a password to summon. Yeah. So she ends up losing because of that.
There are occasionally faces I make that I wish I could translate to audio. I don't know how to describe what I just did. It's the scrunchiest, just...
Yeah, so Mai should have won that match. Then he faces Joey, who straight up demolishes him with nothing, like beats him straight up. He just...
Are you sure we're good with this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm just like, I'm not seeing the actual thing still recording, so I'm like, ugh.
Here, I'll bring it up for you.
Please. Leave this in. We're
I'm not going to edit it that hard.
we're professionals.
So, he straight up beats Joey, right?
Uh-huh.
No, Joey straight up beats him, I'm sorry. Joey straight up beats him to the point where he just needs to attack to win.
They beat each other.
No, Joey wins.
Okay.
But then, for some reason, Joey's hurt from the aftershock and passes out before his final attack. Yep.
This fucking show.
Then they have a free-for-all, which doesn't really count, but I also want to point out that Merrick lost that one, too. It was just to decide who went and when.
Okay.
And, yeah, he lost that one, too. I just wanted to point that one out. And, yeah, and then he just straight up loses to Yugi, even though he pulls out some plot bullshit in that one, too.
Right.
So his deck is awful. It's the worst deck in the show.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, huh?
Please go ahead.
No, I mean, if you're done, I'll start, but...
Oh, my throat hurts. Yeah, please take over.
You can't keep going after that?
Oh, too much sucking your dick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I didn't ask you to, you just did it.
I was bored. Your face. Oh my god. I love it when I can get people like that. I love the jokes I make because people that don't know me that well don't know if I'm serious or not.
I know you're fucking not serious, but no, it's just I love the idea of people saying like I sucked your dick or they fucked because they're bored. I love the because they're bored. It's completely passionate.
I was out to breakfast with a bunch of coworkers.
I sucked their dicks.
No, but they're like, I don't know how we got to this conversation, but I'm like, yeah, I came out to my father last Christmas. I'm not gay. I just like to be the most comfortable person in the room.
Anyway.
And they laughed, but then they also just kind of looked at me like...
Are you serious?
And then how did I follow it up? I think I followed it up with like, little does he know I have a shame kink, I think I said.
Oh.
Punish me, Dad.
Oh, fuck off, man. Disgusting. For as many jokes you make, I have difficulty imagining you as a sexual creature. I hope the feeling is mutual. Okay. Anywho, Paradox.
Go ahead, Mark.
So, about a week ago from when we're recording this, which helps because this is a secondary podcast. Dude, drink some more because...
I'm all out.
Oh. You want to go and get more water while I just ramble? Because I don't think I'm going to have anything for you
No,
to
I'm
talk
good.
about.
I'm good. Go ahead.
All right. So about a week ago, Paradox Interactive decided to have their PDXCon, in which a bunch of stuff got announced. About one... well, the main thing I'm concerned about is about one new game. You okay?
Crusader Kings?
No. Well, yes. But hold on. That's not the question I was asking. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah. You're just picking up the controller, waiting to move to something.
A soundboard? Yes.
And then a bunch of DLC packs for currently existing games. I'm going to go through them.
Okay, have fun. I don't have anything planned, that's the thing.
In ascending order from importance to me. First one is... There's a DLC pack for Prison Architect, the Prison Tycoon. The Prison Tycoon, but good. For weirdly enough, you know how a lot of strategy games will be released on console?
Yeah.
And they have, way less than what the PCs do?
Yeah.
This was the reverse.
Really?
The PC version of Prison Architect does not have nearly as much as the main console versions do.
How's that even possible?
I don't know. Dave, you have 22 minutes of you rambling. I will leave this room, and that's your podcast.
You can take this controller at any point you want to do your own.
I will not touch that cursed thing.
Go on.
So, but essentially, they're now getting one of the main DLCs that only consoles had for PC, the Psych Ward one.
Okay.
Coming with a couple of new things, bit of updates, big dick edition
What
for
would
PC.
make that different?
Psych Ward?
Yeah, because ultimately, I don't even understand how
the gameplay works.
Well, no, I get the general idea. It's a building tycoon. But I don't really see the major difference other than the theme for, Zoo Tycoon and Prison Tycoon.
There's a lot to it.
So,
I don't want to make a whole episode of going into it, but there is a lot.
So Prison and Psych Ward would have enough difference to people?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Psych Ward is now a thing within your prison.
Oh, it's an add-on to it.
It's an add-on to it.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So you will have prisoners that are straight up insane that you need to be able to treat.
Okay, because see, the way I thought it would be, I thought it was just... The way I heard it, it sounded more
a new type of prison. Like I now have an asylum simulator.
Just a skin, basically.
Yeah, no, that's not the case.
Okay.
No, it is an add-on that has gameplay changes.
Yeah, alright.
Not too much else about that, especially because it's a DLC that's technically already out. It's just not out for what a lot of people play it on.
Yeah.
Next one is for a Paradox game that I bounced off of. I might try to get back into. Hearts of Iron 4, which is the World War II strategy game.
Okay.
I personally bounced off of it, not because I was disinterested in the theme. I just couldn't, and this is me saying this, I couldn't get into the actual strategy behind it. I didn't understand what it wanted me to do. It takes the...
Was it a grab all the dudes and swarm a place sort of thing?
No. That's the thing. It's trying to not be that, because it's all about the war, so just grabbing the dudes and set them somewhere is incredibly boring.
It is satisfying in a way, though.
Yes, but now it's all about war, setting war fronts, setting divisions, making sure supply lines are clear, making sure certain factories are producing certain things, having generals that know what the fuck they're doing. So it's all about that. I would talk more about it, but again, like I said, I rebounded off it. The DLC pack that's being released is called La Resistance, and I'm going to pronounce it that way.
No, go ahead. It's great.
It's all about a DLC about influencing asymmetrical warfare and spies and intelligence agencies.
Yeah.
It's the espionage pack that a lot of people kind of wanted because Resistances played a shit ton of part in Nazi-controlled Germany.
See, this is going to be a sidetrack, so you okay?
Go for it. That's all I need to say about it, really.
I really want an espionage game.
Yeah.
Where everything is... you would have to sneak in it, obviously, but mostly, like we were talking before in the last podcast, conversating to get information.
Conversating.
Is it
Conversing.
Conversing, thank you. Mm-hmm. Where you're conversing to get information from people. Mm-hmm. You get people to trust you, say the right things, remember the right things.
You want a James Bond simulator.
No, because then James Bond will fuck someone and shoot a bunch of people.
James Bond when he's just talking to people.
Basically, yes.
I can see what you're talking about. I think this is definitely not that, and this is a great tangent you're on, but still.
I don't know if this game exists. I would hope it would somewhere, but I would love a game where you're just straight up just getting information from people.
I think what you're thinking of is it's an aspect of a lot of games that you and I play, a lot of these multiplayer, someone's the spy thing, but from a single player.
I love those kinds of games, though.
But like a single player RPG perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I could see that.
Where you're constantly constantly going to parties and meetings and just visiting people and you don't know. You gotta stop moving the table.
I'm sorry, I'm just leaning.
You find out who's working for who, and then you sell information to people. I would love a game like that.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. But so that's Hearts of Iron. That's just a espionage pack, little extra gameplay thing. I wish I could talk about more about it because I didn't play it. Third one rather, is Age of Wonders Planetfall, which is a 4X strategy game. Did you play Civilization at all? Or no?
You played
Revolution, which is that.
I played a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I also played a bit of Civ. I think it was 5?
Was the one that came out last?
Yeah, probably.
Then it would have been 6.
I don't know.
All right, well, whatever. I'm just using that as an example because that's one of the more well-known 4X strategy games.
I don't know why I like the console one so much. Civ Revolutions.
I think it's... I don't mean to insult you, Dave. It's simplified.
It might just be because I got to the action quicker. I don't know.
Fair enough. So Planetfall, Age of Wonders Planetfall is a 4X strategy game in that vein of building a city and making your units. It's all turn-based and tile-based and all that. This one has a new DLC about different, they call them anomalous site mechanics, a new faction to play as, a new kind of character class. Because essentially, one of the things that Age of Wonders does is, in addition to being a proper civilization with a bunch of different units, it's kind of an RPG in that you have heroes that you can customize who all have their own abilities to lead their armies and act as the hero unit in your games. Mm-hmm. And so they're adding both a new faction with new people and new units and new things, and also a new class. Like, so in the previous games, they're all about the fantasy, like this character's a warrior, this character's a rogue, this character's a wizard. But because this one's sci-fi based, you can't really do that. So their class is like secretive techs. So it's things like, I have void tech, I can move through objects anytime I want.
I love it when the sci-fi eventually is just like, fuck it, just add magic to the machines.
There are psychics in this game.
Of course there are.
Oh, and there are machine psychics, too. Yeah, why the hell not? But so, yeah, they have a
That makes more sense, because they're predicting probabilities.
It's magic, Dave.
Well, no, that would just be...
It's magic, Dave. Dave.
You have a chance to actually make this realistic, and I said no?
No. Magic, Dave.
I would love to find a computer that just predicts
new class, new secret technology that's all about draining essence and summoning things. It's basically the evil tech. Except there was an evil tech already. Never mind. Yeah, all about...
Slightly more evil tech?
All about new stuff, new horrors, new big gameplay things for Age of Wonders. The two next ones...
The 3, the 4, the 5?
The two next
Everybody
ones...
in the council come on and ride.
The two next ones I'm really looking forward to. There's one more BattleTech, but I played less of BattleTech than I played of the others, so I can't really comment on that one.
Okay.
Stellaris, the big grand strategy game about making your own spacefaring civilization, is finally getting the Diplomacy DLC that was offered.
I think you told me about Stellaris.
I've talked about it multiple times. Essentially, the past two DLCs have been about... I say past... Yeah, well, the DLC that recently just came out, I say recently as well, over a year ago, was called Megacorp. It was all about making a space... Yeah, what do you think it's about? It's all about making a spacefaring civilization that is literally just a gigantic megacorporation.
Okay.
And all about playing tall, and it had a bunch of different economic reforms that was all about being the main business in the galaxy and controlling them that way.
That sounds neat.
Rather than just making... like expanding.
I think Yahtzee reviewed this.
I don't think he did.
Okay, continue.
I don't think he ever did.
All right.
So your whole thing, like main goal in a lot of them was to just expand across the galaxy, declare war on whoever the hell you wanted, and just push everyone else. So you're the only force in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Megacorp was all about making a victory about, I'm essentially the only one in the galaxy. Everyone answers to me in one way or another because they can't afford to lose me.
Yeah.
That's the deal. And then the DLC before that was called Apocalypse. It gave you the ability to destroy planets.
Nice.
Yeah. So they've been pretty aggressive. And have been pretty all about making it all about you. And federations exist in this game as coalitions of different civilizations all having different alliances and having access to a military that they can contribute to that everyone can control.
Yeah.
But it's not as expanded upon as other different things are. So this expansion's all about being the expansion for diplomacy and intrigue is this DLC's sort of theme.
And just making all the other corporations go.
No. I didn't say corporations. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, sorry, planets.
Yeah, okay.
people.
I'm glad we are both just talking about shit we like, and the other's just kind of like, okay. I'll fully admit. I'll fully admit I wasn't listening.
That you just went dead there the entire time?
Pretty much.
Oh, you know what we can talk about?
Running on autopilot.
Final Fantasy.
No, we're not.
They're doing the update. Oh, wait, no.
Dave,
the
I'm
update
not
would have
fucking done.
The update would be out by the time this comes out. Never mind. Back to normal scheduling program.
Uh-huh. All right, and then the last
I wanted to get Krista every time I flipped the Final Fantasy switch in the soundboard to just go, "You're talking about Final Fantasy again?"
And the last one is Crusader Kings 3. Anyway, Dave, anything else with your week?
Oh, you're not going to talk about Crusader Kings 3?
Apparently not, because you're just going to keep interrupting me with this shit.
Well, come on, talk about it.
Fine, Crusader Kings is awesome. Crusader Kings 2 was also awesome. It has a shit ton of DLC packs, and it's very cool and very expensive.
A lot of fucking your cousins, yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. How else do I get that alliance?
I remember you were playing it this morning when you were first waking up, and you're like, "Oh, my wife died from cancer. I'm 49. I can marry again."
Yeah. No, that's literally the idea.
What makes you excited about this game over the last one?
Well, because firstly, on the other ones are just DLC packs.
Okay.
It is just new expansions, and while they're very... That's a good idea, and I'm really excited for Stellaris in particular. They're just DLC packs. They're not a new game.
Yeah.
This one's a new game.
What warrants it being a new game?
Entirely updated mechanics, entirely updated... I actually need... Entirely updated how everything... Okay, how do I explain this? Everything about the grand strategy games that Paradox has released in their sort of line is more about the strategy.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of numbers on the board, which I like. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fucking huge nerd.
Yeah.
But say if I'm playing as in Stellaris, I'm playing as the nation. I'm playing as the Stellar Empire.
Okay.
If in Europa Universalis, if I picked England, I'm playing as England, regardless of who's on my throne.
Okay.
In Crusader Kings 2, I am this character. No matter how my realm changes, no matter who I become, I am this character. It's more of an RPG. So,
Doesn't your character die, though?
And then you start playing as your direct descendant.
Okay.
You continue through that way. So I could have a weird instance in which I am currently the King of England, and everything within this realm is technically under me. 3 generations later, my new character is some nameless, almost landless count somewhere in Germany because, man, shit popped off back in England. That is entirely possible. And
Wait, you'd be really fucked in that situation.
you'd be pretty fucked in that instance. But because, thankfully, the game and its victory, quote-unquote, is all about building prestige for your dynasty, it carries over.
So wait, what happens to all your territory if you end up in Germany?
It's gone.
Oh.
Someone else is on the throne.
How did you end up in fucking Germany without...
I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
But I could be kicked off for some reason or the next.
Okay.
Well, especially because when you start off with England, it's an elected monarchy. Like, as soon as the king...
Oh, is it?
That's how that's how it was historically.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, you're well aware.
Well, I didn't know what you were talking about. Dude.
And so, essentially, you could be voted off if not enough people like you. When you die...
Couldn't you change that, though, since you're the king?
Hopefully I don't die before I get the chance to change it.
Wow.
Anyway, so it's very complex, is my idea.
Nice.
That's the deal. And so it's all about, and from what I'm to understand, I see what you're doing there.
What a story, Mark.
Anyway, so what they've said, for all the details they've released, a lot of it is very specific to certain mechanics, and is this going to be in there? Is this going to be in there? Yes, no, maybe so. Mm-hmm. I would need to go more into what's currently in Crusader Kings 2, and I frankly don't want to, and we don't have that time.
Yeah.
But what I've seen it summarized as is Crusader Kings 2 is a strategy RPG. Crusader Kings 3 is leaning into almost straight up being an RPG.
Okay.
And that it's just all about being this character in this place. And there's a lot more instances of just interpersonal relationships and just being within the court.
Okay.
So, I might get more into it as the release dates get closer, or when it actually does release, and I'll probably nerd out over it again at some point, and your eyes can glaze over as I talk. But for now, the trailer is pretty much what you'd expect Crusader Kings to be.
Yeah.
It is a guy in a black robe sitting in a room talking to an infant as he's carving a little thing, and he's like, you'll be great, you'll be a king, and now it's time for you to learn the greatest lesson of all. The only true kings, and he drops a snake into the baby's crib, the only true kings are the cunning ones. And then you just hear the snake go off as the screen cuts to black.
The snake go off.
Well, yeah, you hear it hiss.
My gun go off.
You hear it hiss and it like lunge, and then it goes to black.
Wow.
Yeah, kill baby.
Maybe. Chances are not, because you're that character.
I did see a comic where it was like the. I would have to go into it. Never mind. It's like a baby with all the very good congenital traits that are supposed to be like cheats for a certain character. Like they're a genius, they're strong, they're attractive. And it's just that very same baby in the trailer, like tying the snake in a knot. And it's fun.
Alrighty.
Alright, so that's what I'm really excited for. All a bunch of nerd shit.
I'm sure you'll have fun.
I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of fun. And
The only thing coming out I'm interested in currently, I think, is Pokemon.
I'm also interested in that.
Yeah, I'm going to beat you, because I got to be the very best.
Like no one ever was.
To catch him is my true test.
I'm not continuing this.
To train them is my cause. It's weird the way I play it. I usually catch a full team and then don't catch anything else.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would, but I can see that.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you for joining us, guys.
Hey, double part podcast. We're goddamn exhausted.
We hit time, right?
I hit time way late into the thing.
Whatever.
So we recorded enough.
We're probably good.
Yeah, we're good.
And if not, it's just... Oh my god!
That really scans.
Oh no!
Yeah, okay.
Alright, peace, guys.
Goodbye.